Hello. In this video, I want to talk about, that you should take things personally, but on a good way, in a good way, because you always take things personally. Me and you, we are not, and people are not, no matter how much they, try to be some sort of objective, logical, rational human being. There is no such thing as a rational, logical human being. It's a facade. It's a delicate way of communicating, peer-reviewed papers are just a polite way of having a personal discussion, basically, where you have quotes to quotes and, sources here, and, you follow a certain line of argument, but that's also personal. And we have all been in discussions where somebody says, oh, don't take that personal, or you are attacking me personally. Well, there are good ways and bad ways about it. If I say to you that you don't know something because you have brown hair and a blue shirt or something, that's silly, But if you have a serious problem of eating thousands of yellow C vitamin packed paprikas every day, and you are turning into a yellow human being, I have to attack your habits. Maybe I have to attack your psychology and say, maybe you're like compensating for something else. This is just very rough example, but my point is that people always bring up the personal thing when something is not suiting them most of the time. If, of course, it's not on a very low simpletonian level, you know nothing, you haven't read these books, or you don't know nothing because maturity and intelligence is sort of telling when a personal comment is actually personal, because every comment is personal. And if somebody means well, they have to attack your personality. But the thing is, what I got taught long ago was there is no attack and there is no person. But there is an attachment to yourself, and you can't escape from it. You will always try to have a personal viewpoint on it. And I don't mean this in an egoistic manner, that you would save your life over anybody else. That's nonsense. Only people who have never experienced true love and sacrifice will tell you something like that. Of course, you can give your life for someone or for something. You can really give and share, but still, that doesn't mean that you are in every other situation on a personal level attached to yourself, to your close bys, to whatever affiliates you have, so to say. And where was I going with this? And there's always a level to it. And what I got taught early on, gladly, was that there is no person and there is no attack. And so nothing happens, really. That's the thing. And that made me able to meet people and, engage in conversations which can sort of go in either direction or more directions without anybody being cranky about it. And that's a fast way to boost your self-awareness, your your insight, and your perhaps how should I say this, tendency not to engage in your own bad sides, because every time if somebody mentions that and you go cranky, you're not going to deal with that. So, and this is something I find is lacking among too many people. So, people just want to pretend they are logical, they're objective, and they discuss something in a manner which is sticking to the facts, and that's just shallow and on the surface. It's not polite. of course, there's a time and place for everything. Now I'm talking about, more engaged conversations, not just, having a chit chat with a stranger on a bus station. That's not the time to go gonzo on them, on yourself also. But I find this phenomenon crazy because, yeah, I mean, for example, if a person is, let's say, very negative, like everything has to be, from a negative light, or a person is very, like overly fake positive or something, and if you say to them, well, there might be a chance because you are like that you are interpreting this like that. So have you thought about your habits in your head? And, a personal attack. No, that's just cowardness. That's just crankiness of not being able to explore yourself with the awareness that everything is personal and everything has a personal agenda, basically, more or less. So if more people, if we sort of realize that we have a personal perspective, there is no objectiveness to this. This is the time to mention, the physics and how, the observer effect. If you observe something, you affect it. But anyway, so there is no person there. There is no attack. There are just words, intentions, and observations. And the only thing is to realize, okay, how much of a coward am I to actually discuss my own bad habit or something, or how much is the other person a coward to admit and stick to reality of oneself and deal with stuff. This is a fast booster for everything, so for me personally, people can find me a bit of offensive in their own words. I'm not offensive, but if I know someone and they have a problem, and I really care, I'm gonna say what I think. And sometimes people can dwell in this sort of, can rather dwell in the emotion of having a struggle, of having something, and just wanting the sort of hugs and praises for something. Well, no, sorry, maybe there's a time for that sometimes, but mostly not. You have to put your head out there and off with the head, because the head is bad. Head is nothing without the heart and the guts. So that's my conclusion, and something I want to bring up. There's no such thing as personal, because everything is personal already. It's only a matter how much of a big deal you make out of it. And there are good and bad ways of engaging in a personal character, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there are evil ways, everything from simple people talking about people all the time, or media really sort of dragging somebody into the mud or quagmire because of something, lies and that sort of thing. So there's a macro and micro level to it, of course. But for me, there is no attack in any direction. There is a self that everything is centering from, that everything is sort of living the life from, and there's nothing to get hung about over that, basically. Take care and all the best.